Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got a review of Coffin Shadows, and this is by Glenn Krish and Mark Steensland. This was sent to me as an advanced reader copy by Silver Shamrock Publishing, so let me say thank you to you guys for doing that. They sent this to me. It kind of surprised me because I didn't know who sent it. Because usually when they send me, they have the little thing goes across here that says review copy or advanced copy or something like that. And anyway, that being said, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about what the book is about, and then I'll try to give you my thoughts on it. So what it's about is about this woman named Janet. She's married to this guy named Brian, or she's going to get married to this guy named Brian. They got a pretty good life going on, except she's got one little secret. Now, she's pregnant when the book begins. She's pregnant by him, but 12 years ago, her baby, she gave birth to a baby, and the baby died under some mysterious circumstances. All right. So now cut back to the present time. She starts seeing this boy of about 12 years old, which would be about the age that her child would have been had the child lived. But she starts seeing this boy of about 12 years old. And he's got this kind of dead eyes, and he's wearing a red hoodie, and she sees him in all kinds of situations. When she's working as a crossing guard, she's a school teacher, but the school teachers, they have like a crossing guard duty, so it's her turn to do it, and she sees the kid, or what she thinks she sees is the kid getting run over by a car, and of course that's not what's going on. So she kind of has to take a leave of absence from school. She goes to her shrink, her psychiatrist, and she says, well, what you need to do is go back home. You need to confront your parents. You need to find out what happened to your child. What went down? What happened? How did your child die? All right. So she goes back home. She confronts her mother. Her mother's kind of confrontational with her. She's kind of, like, I don't want to see you. I don't like the fact that you're here right now. But they do start to get along, and her mother tells her that the baby died of sudden infant death syndrome, which is, crib death. And she doesn't believe that. And she also tells Janet that she was in a car accident, and all these different things she tells her. All right, well, Janet doesn't believe that. So she starts doing some investigating of her own into what happened to her baby, into what happened with her, and also with what happened with the father of the baby, because when she had the baby, or when she conceived the baby, she was only 17, and the guy that had sex with her, was like 19 years old, and her dad had him put in jail for statutory rape. You find out more about the relationship between her and her dad, who during the course of the story has a stroke. You really don't see anything of him except some flashback scenes. Other than that, you just know that he's had a stroke and that he's in a coma. Anyway, all this investigating kind of leads her to step on the wrong toes. Leads her to get a little too nosy, and the people that had any involvement in her baby's death, and I'm trying not to go too far into spoiler territory, but let's just say this: the baby did not die of crib death. And there's a lot of things here about this doctor that's in an insane asylum. I don't remember if the guy is dead now or not. I think he is, but it's this doctor that poisoned a lot of patients. And there's a little bit of involvement with him and the baby's death. But overall, it's one of those where there's a big conspiracy that she uncovers involving her child's death. And I don't want to go into any more detail about it, okay? So let's break this down a little bit. And I'll give you my likes and dislikes about this. First of all, let's start with the writing, okay? The writing was excellent, all right? This is the first thing I've ever read by Glenn Krish and Mark Steensland. I believe both of them, or it may have been another author. I know Mark Steensland wrote a book called In the Scrape. I don't remember if he wrote that himself or co-wrote it. I've got the book on my ebook. I need to read it and review it, but that is one thing I'm familiar with of his. I'm not familiar too much with Glenn Krish's earlier writings, but I did enjoy this. They had a really good flow, a really good style where you couldn't necessarily tell where one author began and where the other, or where one author ended and the other one picked up the slack. Okay, so there's that. The characters. Okay, I liked Janet. Janet was I won't say she was an interesting character, but she was a very likable character, and I felt for her. I wanted to find out what happened to her child. I felt that she deserved to know what happened to her baby, okay? Because the poor girl's going nuts. So, yeah, she needed to find that out, all right? Those are the things I like. Now let me get into the things that I did not like. And it's not necessarily a point of that I did not like it, but the story itself, I've heard this type of story so many times before. You know, where somebody goes to investigate something and they finds out there's a whole bigger conspiracy behind it. So for that, I like the story itself. I just did not love it. And that is why I give it 3 stars. And that's it. I liked it, but I did not love it. It did not move me. Again, except for the fact I did want her to find out what happened, but as far as the telling of it, it didn't, you know, I wasn't jumping, I wasn't reading every page, glued to every page, you know. It was kind of, not tedious, but just kind of a slow read for me, all right? So yeah, that is my review of Coffin Shadows, again by Glenn Krish and Mark Steensland. 3 stars. Liked it, didn't love it. So there you go. This is my review. I thank you guys for watching, and have a great day, okay? Bye.